Today's topic is mass communication and integrated marketing communication and managing both mass communication and IMC. This include advertising, sales promotions, events and experiences, and public relations. All these are important aspects of marketing. So therefore, managers need to look at all these with seriousness, sincerely, scientifically, and strategically. For example, advertisement. Advertisement is very important in marketing. Without advertisement, you cannot function. So,
You can.
so what are the steps in developing an advertising program? And the next question comes, how should sales promotion decisions be made? And then comes, what are the guidelines for effective brand building events and experiences? And fourth, how can companies exploit the potential of public relations and publicity? Developing an advertising program. So when you think about developing an advertising campaign or advertising commercial, you need to understand that the customers have buyer motives. And as a marketing manager, as an advertising manager, you have to understand the psychological, economic, and social aspects of your customers. There are 5 M's of advertising. Advertising is an important and very, very important function, is a very important phenomena in marketing management. The 5 M's of advertising: mission, money, message, media, and measurement. So when you talk about mission, it's a mission is related to sales goals, advertising objectives, and so why we do advertising. So the first M of advertising, mission, deals with the reasons for advertising and why we advertise. So this includes sales goals. Advertising has sales goals. It has its own objectives. It also has monetary aspects. For example, factors to consider. What are the monetary dimensions of advertisement? This includes stages in product life cycle. So product has a different life cycle. Every product has a different life cycle. For example, Apple MacBook, maybe in maturity stage in terms of sales in America, but Apple MacBook laptop maybe in growth stage in China and India. So every product has different product life cycles in different markets, different cities, different states, or different countries. So when a product is in an introductory stage, you might need to spend more money for advertising to create brand awareness. So there are different aspects relating to advertising and monetary budgets for advertising or money for advertising, money to be spent for advertising. So that money part, the second M, you need to decide based on what stage is your product in its life cycle in a specific market and decide the advertisement budget accordingly. And the next aspects of advertising budget, how much budget to be spent or prepared adjusted for advertisement include that is based on market share and consumer base. Suppose if you have huge market share, so then it is difficult to beat the competition. Suppose if you have, then it is easy to beat the competition. You don't have to necessarily advertise every day, but if you don't have market share and you are badly in need of market share in this specific market, then you need to carefully design advertisement strategies. And competition and clutter, you have to also look at competition and then decide. And if you're really looking for capturing market share in the specific market, you have to think about increasing advertising frequency and product substitutability. And the next M of advertising is message. Creativity is very important and critical in any advertising, whether it is print media advertising, whether it is advertising in television, advertising at event locations, so any kind of advertisement. How do you communicate and how do you convey the message? It is important. So message generation, message evaluation, those aspects are important. And message execution is also important. Social responsibility review. So yeah, so those aspects are important aspects in it. And media, that's the fourth M in advertising, is media. Reach, frequency, impact, major media types, specific media vehicles, media timing, geographical media allocation. All these are also important. Yeah. So which media you should select? What should be the frequency of advertisement? What is likely to be the impact of this advertisement if we spend this much money for advertising? And timing of advertisement to be decided. Geographical target market to be decided. All are part of fourth M in advertising, that is media. Fifth M in advertising is measurement, communication impact, sales impact. Yeah, so what is the impact of the advertised, or what is whether the advertisement has created an impact or not. So success or failure of the advertisement. So that is the fifth M of advertisement. So in a sense, I would like to repeat, there are 5 M dimensions of advertisement or 5 M's of advertisement. This in good, it starts with mission of the advertisement. That is nothing but the goals of the advertisement or objectives of the advertisement, which includes sales. Second M is money or advertisement budget. How much budget or how much money to be spent for advertisement, whether it will result into return on advertisement or rate of return. So how much it will create impact, all those kind of things. And third M is message. Message need to be very creative. So creativity in advertising is very important. Message by message means creative message, how to convey this, and what goes inside each and every advertisement commercial or advertisements. And fourth M of advertisement is media. Where to advertise, what type of media, frequency of advertisement, timing of advertisement, geographical target markets, all those things. And fifth M is measurement. Now, moving on to the next slide, you also need to decide the objectives of advertisement, objective of mass communication. You need to decide audience, you need to decide period of time. And one of the objectives, for example, if your objective is to increase awareness among 30 million homemakers who own automatic washing machines, or the number who identify your brand as a low sudsing detergents and who are persuaded that it gets cloth cleaner from 10% to 40% in 1 year. You have a detergent brand and you are a manager, marketing manager of detergent brand thinking about advertising, and your brand name is Brand X. And your goal or your objective is to increase the awareness among the homemakers, 30 million homemakers. Your market is 30 million homemakers. Right now, only 10% of people are aware of your detergent brands, and the advertisement objective for your brand is to increase its awareness from 10% to 40% in 1 year. That your brand, if they buy your brand, their clothes will be clean up. That awareness creation, that is advertisement. So in general, the objectives of an advertisement, advertising objectives can be classified under inform, reinforce, persuade, and remind. Deciding on the advertising budget. Yeah, this is relating to second M of advertisement. So if you look at decision factors, so as I mentioned earlier, there is a product life cycle for almost every product. So you need to decide advertisement budget based on where your product is in the product life cycle, whether your product is just launched. If your product is just launched, you need to spend a lot of money for advertisement. You need to have maximum budget for advertisement to create awareness. But if people are already aware of your brand and you already enjoy market share, you don't have to spend all your money for advertisement. You can even have almost like zero advertisement if you're able to sell very well and if you enjoy market share. But if competition is intensifying, if there is clutter problem in the market, you might need to still think about increasing the advertisement budget. Sometimes in order to beat the competition, you have to increase the number of frequency or advertising frequency too. Advertising elasticity. So this is a graphical representation of advertising elasticity, advertising budget and awareness. Suppose if you spend more budget, you can create more awareness. Developing the advertising campaign. Message strategy and creative strategy. Yeah, so you need to be aware of the message strategy, you need to be aware of the creative strategy as well. Developing the advertising campaign. When you think about idea, message generation and evaluation, legal and social issues need to be looked into. Creative development and execution also need to be looked into. Yeah, so when you think about advertising campaign, the idea comes first. Then you think about how to convey the idea diplomatically, scientifically, strategically as a marketing manager. Then you need to have creative content. You have to look at legal and social issues of advertisement because there are censor boards and what can be included in advertisement, what cannot be included in advertisement, and so on. And media decisions and measurement, reach, frequency, impact, media type, media vehicles, media time, geographical media allocation. So these are media decisions. So yeah, these are important aspects. So media type to advertise, because you cannot spend all your advertisement budget for advertising in every media. Every newspaper you cannot advertise. Every TV channel you cannot advertise. You have to choose, and you have to decide. You have to understand, or you have to do a kind of measurement about the likely impact of your advertisement if you choose this newspaper or this particular TV channel or this particular social media. So where you can create impact, that need to be looked at in advance. Reach, frequency, and impact is also important. You have to also, suppose if you are planning to advertise in a newspaper, you have to look at the circulation of newspapers, reach, impact, frequency, and so on. And relationship between trial, awareness, and exposure function. This is also important. Profile of major media types. Flexibility, timeliness, local believability. Disadvantage, short lives, small pass long reproduction. Profile of major media types, television, multiple senses, appealing, high attention, high reach. So these are advantages. Television advertisement is more appealing advertisement and high attention possibility. However, disadvantage is that there's a very high cost for television advertisement. And there's no scope for selecting the audience when you're advertising television. Direct mail, sometimes some people print flyers and send it to the apartments. Just even if they don't know who stays in the respective apartments, they would say that owner apartment 1, owner apartment 2, send it to the building. In every apartment, they will get it. So that kind of direct mails. So the advantage is that you can have selectivity, and you can decide which building to be sent those things. And the only problem is that sometimes receiver might perceive junk mail image, but since many people do not get many letters by post these days, so they may not perceive it as junk mail also. Like I have had an experience when a dental clinic sent a flyer to everybody in my building. I thought it has come only to me or a couple of people. Then when I went to this dental clinic, taking an appointment, I found that the dental clinic was already crowded because they sent this direct email, sorry, not direct email, direct mail with their flyers to people living in different apartments just by collecting the apartment numbers of some buildings. When people got that very attractive flyer with pictures of dentists who are working there and all those kind of things, many people ended up booking appointments, and then dental clinic got huge business. Yeah. Profile of major media types. Yeah, magazines. Advantage of magazine is advertising in magazine is high selectivity, high quality, credibility, and prestige, and relatively long life compared to newspapers, because newspapers' life is 1 day. Magazine on an average life is 1 month or even 1 year. Disadvantage is long lead time, and sometimes not necessary that people see it. Outdoor advertisement. Disadvantage is low audience selectivity, and advantage is flexibility is low cost, low competition. Yellow pages, excellent local coverage, high believability, wide reach, low cost. Disadvantage is high competition, long lead time, creative limitations. Internet advantages of internet is high selectivity, interactive possibilities, low relative cost. Disadvantage is increasing clutter. So these are different advantages and disadvantages of different media types. So now we move on to next slide. It is giving you some ideas about alternative advertising media, public spaces, product placement, point of purchase, billboards. Selecting specific media vehicles, audience size, media cost, composition, and so on. So selecting specific media vehicles requires calculation of its cost and composition aspects and likely audience that are likely to see your advertisement if you advertise there. Media timing and allocation are also important. For example, if you want to advertise in television, cable television channels and all, so you need to decide macro scheduling based on season. Suppose some brands advertise only during the summertime. Some of them will advertise only during the winter time. They advertise during the winter time, thinking that most people will be inside the apartment during winter time to watch the advertisement. So micro scheduling, short term, and macro scheduling, season based or business cycle based. This is important. Advertising timing patterns, level, rising, falling, number of messages per month. Yeah, so these are the things. This is a diagrammatic representation of advertisement timing patterns. Not very important, but it will give you some idea. Evaluating advertising effectiveness, copy testing, pre-test, post-test, sales effects, yeah, measuring the sales impact of advertising, shares of expenditures, share of voice, share of mind and heart, share of market. Yeah, when you advertise, you have to also measure the impact of advertisement. So measuring the impact, the fifth M of advertisement can be done. The measurement can be done with reference to how much you spend, that is expenditures, and share of voice, share of mind and heart, share of market. Share of market is ultimately how much market share you will be able to generate based on this advertisement. Sales promotion, short term, stimulate sales, objectives, product trial, brand switching, increase repurchase, loyalty card, they are all objectives. Major sales promotion decisions. The objectives of sales promotion decisions include consumer, trade, sales force, development program, implement and evaluate, and so on. Major consumer promotion tools, samples, coupons, cash refunds, prices off, premiums, prices, loyalty rewards, free trials, tie-in promotions, cross promotions, point of purchase displays, and demonstrations, and so on. Major trade promotion tools. Price off, advertising allowances, display allowances, free goods. Yeah, so these are also important, different related aspects. Events and experiences. Whenever some important events takes place, and if you identify the target market, if you believe that you advertise at the event venue, you will get increased exposure to the brand name, then you can advertise. Because sometimes it will help you to reinforce brand image and enhance corporate image. It will help you to evoke feelings, express commitment, entertain clients, and reward employees. Merchandising or promotional opportunities. Events and experiences. Example, sports goods, 68%. Course marketing, 9%. Festivals, 55%. The arts, 5%. Entertainment, 10%. These are also important. Major sponsorship decisions, choosing events, match target markets, create awareness, designing sponsorship programs, special events, art exhibits, sports stadiums and arenas, measuring sponsorship activities, brand exposure, media coverage, brand knowledge, and so on. And factory tour, this is another way of maintaining public relations. For example, in Puerto Rico, Bacardi factory used to offer free tour to the tourists or whoever is interested to visit Bacardi factory. So that helped them to build better public relations with maximum people. And it also helped them to build more engaging with the audience. Corporate museums, these are different, these are experience sharing, or these are creating experiences with the public that will help them to uh, create goodwill and build better brand awareness, brand image, brand reputation, and brand equity, and so on. Public relations, managing and maintaining public relations is important as part of promotion because you have to protect your brand image, you have to promote your brand, and you have to also monitor the attitudes of people. 5 functions of public relations: press relations, product publicity, corporate communications, lobbying, counseling. These are the 5 functions of public relations. Marketing, public relations, publicity, launch new products, repositioning a mature product, building interest in a product category, influencing specific target groups, manage brand crisis, build corporate image, and so on. Major decisions in MPR: establish objectives, awareness, credibility, enthusiasm, choose messages and vehicles, implement and measure. MPR means marketing public relations. Your messages should be newsworthy and interesting. Implement and measure exposures, media clippings. So in case if you get some publicity in media, you should be able to use that to leverage for brand building. Yeah, so that's all about mass communications, advertising, and public relations. Thank you very much.